That lady got a husband and 9 kids. And today I am at the Child Protection Center in Sarasota, Florida. CPS, aka Child Protective Services, received another call in regards to my family. This time, the call was in regards to medical neglect, and no, it was not a doctor from the hospital. It was somebody off the internet. They told CPS that I was medically neglecting all 9 of my children. Therefore, I had to physically bring in my oldest 7 children to the Child Protection Center to be examined by their providers. They checked their height, they checked their weight. They looked through their medical records, which they obtained on their own. They interviewed my kids, asked them how they were feeling, listened to their heartbeat, all of that jazz. I was not allowed to record any of that process of them being with the actual providers, and I was not allowed to go with the older children. They had to go by themselves. Altogether, for them to see my oldest 7, it took about an hour and 45 minutes. In the state of Florida, if somebody reports you for medical neglect to Child Protective Services, they must see your kids. It is required for them to physically see the kids, for the providers to physically see the kids. The conclusion was my children are not being medically neglected. I got to keep all 9 of my children, including my children in the hospital, who are also not being medically neglected. They're actually under the.
So that's what that video was all about earlier. Dancing in the parking lot. Okay, we get it. I'm not surprised about you making a video saying CPS came back out or whatever. But I am surprised that they are actually saying that somebody called to accuse you of medical neglect. And I'm not surprised based off the fact that I don't understand why they would do that, because we never see you take your children for any exams. People be in the comments all day long saying that we never see you take them. Now, that don't mean that you don't take them. You don't have to show that. But what I'm saying is, based off the fact that you are a big content creator who has a lot of enemies, who's rub people the wrong way continuously all the time, just like you have created a loving group of peach patchers who care about you and go to hell and back for you, there are a bunch of people that's just much against you. Just like I think the peach patchers are weirdos and stalkers, and and it's a bunch of people that fit that same description that just don't happen to be a peach patch. They happen to be against you. Okay, it takes all kinds to make the world go around. So, and there are some people who genuinely probably want you and really feel like maybe you are medically neglecting them. You know why? Like I said, we never see you take them to the doctor. Number two, we have seen you drop it low many occasions, fighting in a hurricane, doing all kind of stuff. When you found out you was pregnant, you didn't stop. When you found out you was pregnant with twins, you really didn't stop. And then we basing it off the fact that how many kids that you have had that has to be in the NICU, and these last 2 in the NICU, and we watched you dance, and we all people were telling you to stop, to be careful. The umbilical cords could wrap around those babies' necks. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think they probably meant. So I don't know who would do that, but I'm not surprised that they did that, because you rub people the wrong way. And just because lately you've been basing your content off of the babies and the milking yourself and feeding the babies and shopping, stuff like that, these folks don't forget. There's some people out here that let you go by a whole year before they get back at you. Or it could be somebody in your own circle. It could be somebody would messing with. You just don't know. We don't have to be necessarily somebody that's watching you and getting your comments and don't like you. I don't like you, but I would never call and say that. I don't have proof of that. I don't want your children taking out your home. I don't feel like you are abusive like that. I feel like your abuse comes from neglect because you don't have the skill set and the mindset to do the right thing, to protect your children, to make sure choice don't walk away, to make sure they know how to uh, not waste stuff and just go get stuff without permission, and how to sit down and properly eat so they don't drop a glass, so they don't, you know what I'm saying? And they being properly washed at all times as toddlers, so they don't go picking that stuff and turning on the stove or digging with the outlets and sticking forks in it and shit like that where they can get hurt. So if DCFS was to ever or CPS rather, was to ever really come and investigate you and want to talk about taking them kids out or actually taking them kids out of there, it may be due to something happening to your kids due to your lack of watching them. Like you let Choice walk away, you allow him to walk away in that store. If he never come back, then what? Then what? You think they're not going to investigate that? What about the times that Wood is pushing Nom Nom and Wonderful in that nice little basket, whatever that is? I've seen it about 3 times in the course of a year. That them babies standing up, not strapped in, standing up while he's pushing them. What if they fall and rub the skin off the face? That's the thing that can happen to a child, and they will investigate. Now, would it turn out that you'll be in trouble and they'll take them out? No, not necessarily. But the fact that you keep going through this, you keep taking your children through this. If I was you, I would do everything in my power to stay safe. I wouldn't be out there fighting with hurricanes to get clicks and views, to get money so I can survive. You have to do it another way. I don't know which way you're going to have to do it. I don't know. I believe that at this point, though, with the love that you got from Peach Patch, that no matter what you did, you could sit there and dig in your nose for 5 minutes straight, and I think you'll still get views without saying the word. You know? But you have to take care of yourself. You got too many children relying on you. And you and your husband need parenting classes. It's just that simple. Y'all need parenting classes. Y'all need to focus. Y'all still young. Not just in age, because you're 35, and once you get past 30, 35, it's a wrap. You'll be 45 before you know it. Now, I'm just giving you my opinion, and I'm trying to give you some jewels from one older woman to a younger woman. Something could really happen. You playing with these people, and you thinking you're on some 9999, I got my kids, and then be that time that you generally, you know what I'm saying, wasn't even, you ain't doing nothing wrong, okay, as far as touching on your kids, allegedly. Because we don't know. We're not in that. We can't say that you're not medically neglecting them or you're not touching them and not abusing them and not feeding them. We only can go by what we see. We see that you take them to the zoo and to Disney and you feed them junk and shit like that. And that's it. We don't know what else going after that. When the camera go off and y'all say cut, you can be like, get your ass in the closet and shut up. You could be mean to them kids. You cannot feed them. You could just be doing it for the cameras for all we know. But it's not right to actually call and say medically, unless you know, unless it's somebody who know. Wood, did you tell your girlfriend something? You pillow talking with your girl, and she will go, and she might get mad at you, and she'll take it out on your wife and call and do that. Stranger things have happened. I'm just saying. It ain't always the people online. It ain't just us. Because we're going to tell you how we feel, and that's that. We don't have enough proof to be saying stuff like that. I would never, me personally, and I hope anybody in my circle that get on my content, that be on my lives and stuff, and we talk our shit about you, yes, we do. We going to keep doing it. But I don't think none of us would do that. We would have to have proof. But there's plenty of proof out here of you doing shit to actually have your kids be in danger based off the way you do things while you pregnant. Not going to doctor's appointment, not showing them, and we know you don't go. We don't have to know. We don't have to have proof, but we can't prove it. So, but anyway, I'm glad this worked out for you, and I hope in the future that you and your husband will make more serious, conscious decisions about really watching those children, teaching those children. You having them so fast you don't have time to let them be babies and be nurtured and held and loved on by mom and dad before the next one comes. So anything can happen. Accidents happen, period. If you got one kid, if you got 100 kids. Okay, y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think of this fiasco. Yeah, I do not think them kids should be taken out the home. I just think her and Wood needs to have parenting classes. Grow up. It takes more than just buying fucking junk, food, and clothes and going to the damn amusement park where all the pedophiles in, by the way. That's a whole nother video. In order to be considered a good parent. It's way more deeper than that. Because I really don't think I'm going to say that for the next video. I'm out.